Hey guys, for today's video I'm just going to talk very briefly on what I've been doing mostly today, but the past couple days in general, and that's prepping for a Zoom call I'm going to be having with Camp Oasis, specifically my campers that I usually each summer get to go to a 1 week sleepaway camp for kids with Crohn's disease called Camp Oasis. I've been a counselor there for, this would have been my 4th year, and I was a camper there for 10 years before that. And it's a very, very passionate thing for me. I've talked about it in previous episodes, so I'm not going to go into it too deeply. But, of course, due to the coronavirus pandemic, there is no in-person camp this year, so they decided to switch the whole thing to be a very, very active online camp experience, which is primarily running through Instagram with like national level challenges and events and activities and things like that, and paired with local camps that are going to be done through Zoom calls, which, for example, my camp are, I'm kind of hodgepodging my way through this. For my camp, and specifically, it's a group of 12 to 14-year-old boys. They're the same boys I've been the counselor for the past like 3 summers, so I know all of them pretty well and stuff. And the expectation is that right now there's about 12 kids signed up to be part of the camp, and the intention is that they'll come to a Zoom call hosted by me and one of my co-counselors, and we'll do activities and name games and icebreakers and talk about life in general, Crohn's disease a little bit, those kinds of things. Realistically, the group will probably be more like 6 campers with me and my plus me and my co-counselor, and maybe an older camper known as a leader in training that'll hopefully be a future counselor and is training on how to like interact with the younger campers to be a counselor someday. Other than those, the issue with doing things this style, so much of the camp experience has to do with interpersonal relationships that the campers make with each other and with their counselors and the other just people around them, and it really helps them, I don't know, find community with their illness and seek a lot of gain a lot of confidence by meeting so many people in that community and getting to know them on a very personal, deeper level. So that's very much missed by doing these 1-hour Zoom calls with a bunch of kids and me trying to run an activity that I could do while they're all sitting in front of a computer. It's just a very, very different feeling, but realistically, this is the best case scenario considering the circumstances right now, and the way I think of it realistically, I find it very, very hard to believe that 1 year from now, things will be so dramatically improved and back to quote-unquote normal, that we'll be able to have a camp of 200 immunocompromised kids get together, live in cabins of 14, 15 kids, eat subpar food, minimal sanitation. I mean, it's sanitary for the most part, but it's also outside and very dirty and all that kind of stuff. It's just very hard for me to picture, after all the conscientiousness, that's not really a word, that has come up due to this pandemic, of us going back to that. So hopefully I'm wrong. I would absolutely love to be part of the camp community again, and I think it's very, very beneficial to these kids that are growing up with an illness that it's hard to come to terms with, really. With all that being said, I think that's like the 5th time I've said that phrase, but we're gonna move on. Basically, I've just been prepping to trying to give the kids that I'm going to be counseling the ability to speak freely and feel comfortable speaking freely while also making a connection with their fellow campers. And it's very, very hard to do on a Zoom call, so my intention is to basically give them a common enemy or a common interest, I guess is a better way to put it, and that common enemy or interest will be me doing something stupid or silly, not in a bad way, just like, for example, my idea is to do Pictionary on a Zoom call because they have a little whiteboard and you can draw things. My intention is to do a Pictionary type thing, and since I'm a terrible artist, I'm hoping that that's enough to draw them together as a community of kids to make fun of how bad I am at drawing. And my hope is that through doing something like that, they'll kind of connect with each other more and be a little looser and more open about me being a terrible artist, and it helps them connect better. So yeah, that's kind of the prep work that's going. Other than that, I have a rough schedule of how I'm expecting things to go. 15 minutes of intros and rules and things like that. Then 2 or 3 activities running 15 minutes ish each. A very short closing. Hopefully that'll fill up an hour. My expectation is that reaching minute 45 is when I'll start to lose interest of these 12 to 14-year-old boys. I'd rather be doing something other than a Zoom call with 2 random adults and a bunch of kids that they vaguely know because they might have seen them last year. So, yeah, that's all I really had for this video. It ended up being one of my longer videos recently. Another thing I guess I'll throw in right at the end here. No, I'm going to save it for tomorrow. That's a little teaser. Listen to tomorrow's episode, and I'm going to wrap things up. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode.